Not Especially Special by Katie Savage. The birds were on their way, and my, were there a lot of them. Small ones, tall ones, fancy ones, prancy ones, loud ones, working the crowd ones, proud ones. They were all in a hurry. The rain was beginning. But the dove did not feel ready to go. There must be a mistake, she said, for I am really quite ordinary. And it was true. She did not feel special at all. Maybe if I am more beautiful, she thought, perhaps the parrot can help. She found the parrot at the watering hole, surrounded by hankering hawks and fascinated falcons. Hello, said the parrot. I haven't seen you in quite a while. I'd like to look more like you, said the dove. Maybe then I will be special. So the parrot set to work, making some dye from berries and barks. She smothered it all over the dove, covering every inch with yellows, magentas, and sunset oranges. When the parrot was finished, the dove looked at her reflection in the water. Everyone was speechless, even the mockingbird. Ack! Squawked the parrot. I guess you'll never look exactly like me. Maybe God has something different for you. Perhaps what she needed was a remarkable talent. So through thick branches and bright green leaves, up and over, around and through, in one of the highest perches, the dove found the bird she was looking for. It was the songbird. He was patching the holes in his worn-out umbrella, whistling while he worked. You sing a beautiful song, but how does such a big sound come from such a tiny bird? The dove asked. I just fill my lungs with air and whistle, trilled the songbird. I'd like to sound like you. The dove sucked in her breath and let out a low, sad-sounding noise. Are you okay? Asked the songbird. I must need more practice. So the dove and the songbird whistled a strange duet in the tops of the trees. The other animals did not stop to listen. Instead, the elephant, with his trunk, and the kangaroo, with her pouch, hurried by, avoiding puddles. This isn't working, sang the songbird, who was used to having an appreciative audience of tree snakes and squirrels. Maybe singing sweet songs is not your gift. Maybe God has something different for you. The dove had one last chance to discover something that would make her extraordinary. She'd find the hummingbird, the fastest flyer in the field. How do you fly so fast? The dove asked. It's simple, said the hummingbird. You flap your wings up and down, to and fro. You flap them as fast as you can get them to go. As she spoke, the hummingbird flapped her wings in such a flurry that she tumbled over herself in a fuzzy blur of flight. I'd like to be as fast as you, said the dove. Can you teach me? I can try, the hummingbird replied. So the two birds made their way toward the clearing together. The hummingbird hummed, the dove dove, but the hummingbird grew impatient, waiting for the dove to catch up. Maybe you'll never be as fast as me, the hummingbird told her. Maybe God has something different for you. She flitted away, leaving the dove to finish the journey all alone. When the dove finally arrived at the clearing, she and the rest of the animals boarded a great wooden boat. No one knew exactly why they were there, but it sure was nice to be out of the rain. And before long, much to the surprise of all the animals on board that filled up the boat, left dry ground and started to float. The boat tipped and trotted as it rose on the high waters, but all of the animals stayed dry and warm. Yet the dove was still very sad. Perched high on a wooden rafter one night, she heard a noise. Who? The owl hooted. What? The dove said, startled out of her thoughts. Who, or rather, whom are you thinking about? Oh, myself, I guess, said the dove. I've been trying to think of something that makes me important, but there's nothing especially special about me. The old owl thought about this. It seems to me, she said, that it is not the beauty of your plumage, the pitch of your melody, or the speed of your wings that makes you special. It doesn't matter how clever you are, either. The owl raised a feathered eyebrow at the mention of the last. Then what does matter? Asked the dove. The question is not what, the question is who. God loves you because you are you, right down to the sound of your own unique coo. He made you, you know, just as you are, and if God calls you his own, the only you he's ever made is just that way, well, that seems extraordinary to me. Yes, the dove bobbed her head up and down. I see. That's true, but I still don't know what God has meant for me to do. Just wait, said the owl. He'll show you. Several days later, news spread among the rafters that the captain of the boat needed a favor. All of the birds wondered who would be chosen for the special task. All, that is, except the dove. She knew that a more extraordinary bird would get the job, so she was surprised when she heard a voice call to her. Dove, I need your help. The rain has stopped and we are looking for dry land. Will you find some for me? The captain asked. Me? Asked the dove. Why me? I used to wonder why God chose me to build this great boat. I wasn't the handiest person, I wasn't the strongest person, but I was here and I was ready. Are you? Yes, said the dove, I'm ready. And though she was scared, she realized she was. So she set off. All day she looked and looked, but she could see nothing but water. Just when the little dove thought she'd have to give up, she noticed a brave lump of earth jutting out from the endless sea, and atop that earth was an olive tree. The dove covered that distance in no time at all. She plucked a branch from the tree and headed back towards the giant ark of animals. When the man saw her, he stretched out his arm, and the dove landed lightly there, placing the sprig from the olive tree in his palm. The old man's wrinkled face shone with a smile. I knew you could do it, he said, and God knew it too. God had used an ordinary dove to bring a bit of hope in the midst of a great storm. And just like you, she did not need to catch up, she did not have to struggle to be heard or feel desperate to be seen. Because you see, she already was exactly who she needed to be.